Hi, today we'll be having a look on setting up Circle CI with your GitHub account for an Android project. So, firstly, you just have to click sign up or sign in on the Circle CI homepage and just follow the prompts to authorize GitHub access. So, you can subsequently select the repo you like Circle CI to preliminarily add a setup to. After authentication, we just quickly go through the prompts, add the project or select the project we would like Circle CI to create a sample for and proceed. And now we can see we already have a sample build, success, hello world. Now what we are going to do is just update the build script or actually modify the project to actually use an Android config. We just head over to projects, select the repo you're working with and choose configuration file. What we want to do is actually get the Android template, so we don't need to set that up ourselves. Circle C already provides quite a neat template to work with, and also a bunch of other templates. But since we are primarily focused on Android now, we'll just take a look at that. We'll just look for the Android template and we could work from there to edit the file. The template actually already contains some sample commands that would basically just run a release build and your test directory. So your directory. So you don't need to worry about starting to write commands at this point. Then once you look through it, just commit and run, and let's wait for it to build. Now we can see all checks has passed on GitHub. Just merge and we've successfully set up CI on our repo. But what we're going to do next is to actually check our webhooks. You have these settings where maybe when you create a PR, you would like GitHub to first do these checks, run some tests, run some builds. So you just have to go down to your repo settings, webhooks, and look for the option that pertains to you. For me, it's pull request and releases. And we just save our settings, update the webhook, and we're going to head back to Circle CI and access the project settings. Then make sure to select only build pull request, so it would only build on a pull request and send us a status to GitHub. So before we test our webhook, I'd just like us to touch something real quick, which is the config file. In case you are quite new to Gradle commands, our config file here just has a list of Gradle commands that it runs when you create a pull request or you initiate a build. For example, you can see this Gradle lint command and another one to assemble a release build. You actually have this within Android Studio. If you will just quickly check Android Studio and see those same commands. So on our IDE, you can see the exact same commands if you click the Gradle option. And also, if you want, you could use your terminal to also execute those same commands. Why I'm showing you this is because most times, instead of having to push to GitHub to try and see if your test will pass or your CI would build, You could as well run most of these Gradle commands locally, and when you're sure everything builds, you could then push. Now, just to quickly test our webhook, we'll create a PR with just a comment. And here you have it. Circle CI is successfully running your test. It's just a sample project, so they aren't really any tests, just an example test. And here you could see Circle CI is triggered, and sample tests have passed, even though we know the tests are empty.